Welcome back to Inglés 4.0, the radio show. Let's go! Intermediate. Hello, listeners, and welcome to the intermediate portion of class number 138. As always, my name is Kyle. I'll be with you for about the next 18 to 20 minutes in this portion of the course. And yesterday, well, I suppose now we should start with a little review of yesterday's material. So yesterday, we were looking at the verb to make, and things that make someone infinitive. Onions make me cry. Well, the onion doesn't make me cry. It's I suppose the acid or something in the onion when I cut it. Cutting onions makes me cry. It's not that I get so sad when I cut an onion that I get emotional about it. It's a reaction. You know what I mean? Onions make me cry. Do onions make you cry? Does pepper make you sneeze? Pepper makes me sneeze. It does. Does smoke make you cough? It makes me cough. Smoke makes me cough. Pepper makes me sneeze, and onions make me cry. Okay, so to make, it's another use of the verb to make, to cause some reaction. Do peanuts make you thirsty? Do they? Salted peanuts, do they make you thirsty? Yes, Kyle, peanuts make me thirsty. Does studying make you improve? Of course, yes. Studying makes me improve. Does alcohol make you drunk? I suppose it makes you drunk if you drink enough of it. Do stand-up comedians make you laugh? Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Some of them make me laugh, but some of them don't. Do funny movies make you laugh? Yes. Funny movies make me laugh. Does exercise make you feel better? Yes, exercise makes me feel better. It causes that. It causes me to feel better. It makes me feel better. Does running make you sweat? Yes, running makes me sweat. Does good music make you happy? Yes, good music makes me happy. I suppose it can alter our mood. Yeah, music can make you happy. I think so. Anyway, so we saw this yesterday, and does repetition make you learn? Yes, repetition makes me learn, Kyle. It does. Now, also, I mentioned yesterday how sometimes, now, we could say it either way. We could say, does pepper make you sneeze? You could say, yes, pepper makes you sneeze. Or you could say, pepper makes me sneeze. Because if I say you, does it make you sneeze? You can interpret this as essentially meaning, does pepper make you being anyone? Sometimes we use you in the sense of anyone. Does it make one sneeze? The Queen of England loves that. Does it make one sneeze? Yes, pepper makes one sneeze. It causes someone, people in general. When we're talking about people in general, this is where we can use the word one, the pronoun here. It makes one sneeze, representing people in general. But in casual English, we very often use you. Does pepper make you sneeze? Yeah, pepper makes you sneeze. Everybody knows that pepper makes you sneeze. I'm not talking about only you, the listener. I'm talking about everyone. Everyone knows that pepper makes you sneeze. Everyone knows that onions make you cry. Everyone knows that funny movies make you laugh. Okay? So, we've seen this structure now to make someone infinitive, okay, to cause. And the other interesting thing we saw yesterday was our translation list. So let's take a few minutes and review translation list number 47. Translation. Yes, friends, it is time for translation list number 47. A little review now. Our 12 sentences of translation for the day. Number 1. No te canses todavía. Don't get tired yet. Don't get tired yet. Number 2. No te enfades. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Number 3, no te pongas nervioso. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Number 4, no te cases. Don't get married. Don't get married. Number 5, estoy engordando. I'm getting fat. I'm getting fat. Number 6, te acostumbrarás a mi estilo. You'll get used to my style. You'll get used to my style. Number 7, esto se está poniendo interesante. This is getting interesting. This is getting interesting. Number 8, voy a ir directamente al grano. Good idea. I'm going to get straight to the point. Voy a ir directamente al grano. I'm going to get straight to the point. Number 9, ¿cuánto tiempo llevas aquí? How long have you been here? How long have you been here? Number 10, ¿cuánto sabes acerca de él? How much do you know about him? How much do you know about him? Number 11, él es amigo mío. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. Number 12, es difícil hacer amigos en este pueblo. It's difficult to make friends in this town. It's difficult to make friends in this town. All right. Good. I hope you did well with this translation. I hope you did all right. Let's move on now and take a look at our word of the day. Word of the day. The word of the day today is, in Spanish, tramposo. In English, we say tricky. Tricky, 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 tricky. Tramposo, tricky. All right. So this is an adjective. It's tricky. English grammar can be tricky, but it's not as hard as Spanish. Spanish grammar is much more difficult. I think English pronunciation is a bit tricky, a little bit difficult. Hay trucos. There are some tricks to it. It's tricky. Está tramposo, tricky. So tricky, T-R-I-C-K-Y, tricky, which is an adjective, and this is our word of the day. English grammar can be a little bit tricky. It's a bit tricky sometimes. Tricky. Or someone's behavior can be tricky. Oh, that was a bit tricky. He wasn't totally honest about that. He was being something a little bit tricky there about what he did. Tricky is our word of the day. All right, now let's move into the new material for today's class. And we have here in class 138 the verb to lend, which is prestar. To lend, to lend. Now, we lend things to people. We borrow, tomar prestado, to borrow from, and lend to. I can lend someone something, or I can lend something to someone. Okay? Ask me if I lent my brother a book last week. Kyle, did you lend your brother a book last week? No, I didn't. I didn't lend my brother a book last week. Now, I could also say I didn't lend a book to my brother last week. I lent a book to my friend, but I didn't lend a book to my brother. I didn't lend a book to my brother. Okay, so you can lend something to lend something to someone, or lend someone something. Okay? Now, did you lend your father a movie last year? Yes, Kyle, I lent my father a movie last year. Do you often lend your friends money? Do you often lend your friends money? Personally, I don't. I don't lend my friends money. I don't think it's a good idea. Do you think it's a good idea to lend money to friends? I don't think it's a good idea. Money can cause problems, I will lend my friends small sums of money. But friends don't normally, at least my friends, don't normally ask me for money. Maybe because they know I don't have much. No. But to lend money to people, to lend money to someone. Okay. The bank will lend you money. Banks lend money to people. And when they lend money to people for a house, this is called a mortgage. Hipoteca. Mortgage. We have a silent T there. We say mortgage. To get a mortgage, you go to the bank, you ask for a mortgage. When you ask for a mortgage, you're asking the bank to lend you money. Right? So, a mortgage, hipoteca. So, the verb to lend. And so we saw also the opposite, which is to borrow, tomar prestado. In Spanish, you essentially say to take lent, tomar prestado. But in English, we say to borrow. If the bank lends money to me, I am borrowing money from the bank. If I borrow money from the bank, I have to repay. I have to pay it back. Return the money, devolver. Return the money. I pay it back. If I borrow something from someone, I have to give it back. Return it. Give it back. In fact, I borrowed a CD from Drew Crosby, who you may know. He hosts Highways and Byways here on Vaughn Radio. And I borrowed a CD from him, and I haven't given it back yet. It's been a month, and I haven't given it back yet. But I don't think he's upset about it. He hasn't asked me to give it back, and I'm not keeping it intentionally. I intend to give it back, but I keep forgetting. But he doesn't mind. And he doesn't mind because he has a CD that belongs to me, because I lent him a CD, and he hasn't given it back to me either. So neither of us have given back the CDs that we borrowed. But we'll both give them back, I'm sure, soon enough. All right, now let's move on and take a look at the vocabulary of the day. Vocabulary of the day. All right, it is time for the vocabulary of the day. Our 5 words of vocabulary. The first word today, cualificado. Cualificado. We say in English, qualified. Qualified. He is a qualified mechanic. He is qualified to, infinitive, to work on your car. He's qualified to fix the problem. He's qualified to do the job because he's a qualified mechanic. He's qualified for the job. He's qualified to do the job. Pneumático. I like this word, pneumático. We say tire, tire, T-I-R-E, tire, pneumático, tire. And when we say tired, cansado, we essentially say tire as in pneumático, tired, with a D, tired. We don't say tired, we say tired. But here, pneumático, tire. There are 4 tires on the car. Involucrar. This is the verb to involve, to involve. Bajar, hacer descender. This is the verb to lower, to lower. Posponer. Posponer, to postpone. Postpone, P-O-S-T-P-O-N-E. Postpone, but we say to postpone. All right. Now, finally, the last part of our class for today, to make it. To make it. Can you make it? It's essentially poder asistir or Poder estar en un lugar. Can you make it? Can you be here? Can you make it? Can you make it at 6 o'clock? Yes, I can make it at 6 o'clock. So give me affirmative answers. Can you make it at 11? Yes, I can make it at 11. Can you make it tomorrow at 3 o'clock? Yes, I can make it tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Can you make it next Thursday? Yes, I can make it next Thursday. Can you make it on Friday? On Friday? Yes, I can make it on Friday. Can you make it next Wednesday at 4 o'clock? Yes, I can make it next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Can you make it next Friday at 12 o'clock? Yes, I can make it next Friday at 12 o'clock. Can you make it in December? Yes, I can make it in December. I can't make it in November, but I can make it in December. So in the month, on a certain day, on Friday. I'll be there on Friday. I promise that I'll make it on Friday. I'll make it on Friday. I'll make it in the month, in December. Okay? Okay, very good. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out of time. So as the clock ticks down here, I've got about 10 seconds, but I'm going to finish now. Yeah, we are running out of time. So I'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. But in fact, I'll be back in a few minutes with the advanced portion of the class that I recommend that you listen to improve your comprehension. Very good. And we're going to talk about some interesting things today. So I hope you will join me. I'll be back in a few minutes. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.